Welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Rövşən. Initiated by President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham, the extraordinary summit of the heads of state of the Organization of Turkic States was held in Ankara. President of Azerbaijan, İlham, attended the event.
President of the Republic of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, welcomed President of Azerbaijan, İlham, other heads of state and government. Then a family photo was taken. Addressing the event, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan thanked President İlham for his initiative to hold the extraordinary summit on the topic disaster emergency management and humanitarian assistance following the earthquake which occurred in Turkey. Then President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, incumbent chair of the Organization of Turkic States, made a speech. A video was screened about the consequences of the devastating earthquake in Turkey and humanitarian aids provided to the fraternal country. A minute of silence was observed in commemoration of those killed by the disaster. Then Chairman of the Halk Maslahati of the Milli Gengesh of Turkmenistan, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, delivered a speech. Afterwards, President of Azerbaijan, İlham, addressed the summit. Welcoming the head of the Turkish state, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and all the heads of state and government, President İlham noted the devastating earthquake in Turkey that claimed the lives of tens of thousands of people, and in connection with the tragedy, expressed deep condolences to the President of Turkey, the families and relatives of the victims, the fraternal people of Turkey, and wished recovery to the victims on behalf of the people of Azerbaijan. The head of state noted that as soon as the earthquake occurred, the government and people of Azerbaijan mobilized all their forces and capabilities to provide humanitarian assistance to fraternal Turkey, stressed that Azerbaijan was the first among the countries of the world in terms of the number of rescues sent to Turkey. To date, more than $45 million has been transferred to the bank accounts of AFAD and other humanitarian organizations. In addition, 5,300 tons of humanitarian aid have been delivered to Fraternal Turkey, said President İlham Aliyev, and expressed confidence that thanks to the leadership of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkey will successfully eliminate the consequences of this earthquake. Touching upon President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's support for Azerbaijan in 2020, from the first hours to the last day of the Second Karabakh War, the head of state noted that during the 44-day war, the entire Turkish people stood by Azerbaijan. In June 2021, in the city of Shushat, the Shushat Declaration was signed between Turkey and Azerbaijan, and our relations were officially raised to the alliance level, said President İlham Aliyev, and added that over the past 20 years under the leadership of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkey gained reputation in the world and turned into a power center. Stressing that now everyone in the world sees the military power of Turkey, its great success in the field of defense industry, the head of state said that ensuring continued stability in Turkey in these years and the development of the country are an important condition for the entire Turkic world. The awarding of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan was the highest order of the Turkic world at the summit of the Organization of Turkic States in Samarkand in 2022, once again proves his great merits in strengthening the Turkic world, stressed President İlham Aliyev, and expressed confidence that the leader of the fraternal country will make a great contribution to further strengthening of relations created on the basis of brotherhood between our countries for many years to come. Focusing on the 30-year occupation of Azerbaijani territories by Armenia, the head of state stressed that hundreds of our cities and villages, historical and religious monuments, cemeteries have been deliberately destroyed during this time. Foreign experts called the destroyed city of Aghdam Hiroshima of the Caucasus. 65 of the 67 mosques in Karabakh and East Zangezur were destroyed by the Armenians, and the remaining 2 were used as pigsties and cowsheds. Our natural resources have been plundered and the environment has been severely damaged. Due to the Armenian occupation, Azerbaijan is among the most mine-contaminated countries in the world, said President İlham Aliyev, and noted that after the Second Karabakh War, that is since November 2020, about 300 Azerbaijanis were killed or seriously injured as a result of mine explosions. Although Armenia recognized the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Azerbaijan in Prague and Sochi in 2022, it has not completely withdrawn its troops from the territories of Azerbaijan. Illegal Armenian formations and criminal elements remain in Karabakh. Armenia also evades the obligation to open the Zangezur corridor, the head of state emphasized, stating that in this way Armenia is grossly violating the statement signed on November 10, 2020, and should be held responsible for this. Noting that after the liberation of Karabakh and eastern Zangezur from the Armenian occupation in 2020, Azerbaijan is carrying out large-scale restoration work in these territories, the head of state said that we are rebuilding 9 new cities from scratch, and at the first stage, more than 300 villages and settlements, and stressed that it is a unique and unprecedented model of post-conflict reconstruction led by a national government with its own financial resources. Referring to the Great Return program launched for the return of former IDPs to their native lands, President İlham Aliyev said that Turkish companies are actively involved in the reconstruction process as contractors in many infrastructure projects. The value of contracts signed to date with Turkish companies exceeds $3 billion. The head of state expressed gratitude to the President of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, and President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, for the school that Uzbekistan is building in the liberated Fuzuli region and the creative center being built there by Kazakhstan, and noted the recent establishment of Azerbaijan Uzbek Investment Fund and Azerbaijan Kyrgyz Development Fund. The head of state dwelled on the history of Western Zangezur when, by the decision of the Soviet government in November 1920, Western Zangezur, which is our historical land, was separated from Azerbaijan and transferred to Armenia, which caused the geographical division of the Turkic world, stressing that before 1991, all Azerbaijanis were forcibly expelled from the territory of present-day Armenia, as in Karabakh and eastern Zangezur. Armenia destroyed our cultural heritage. President İlham Aliyev said that the Azerbaijani public had repeatedly appealed to UNESCO with a request to send a mission to this country to study the facts in order to monitor the cultural heritage of the Azerbaijani people in present-day Armenia, and is waiting for a positive response from UNESCO. Noting that our compatriots who were fleeing in Western Azerbaijan have now united in the community of Western Azerbaijan and set themselves the goal of a peaceful return to historical lands, the head of state stressed that according to the concept of return developed by the community of Western Azerbaijan, for the return of Azerbaijanis forcibly expelled from the territory of present-day Armenia, a legally binding international agreement must be reached with an appropriate verification and guarantee mechanism. Just as we, the Azerbaijani state, will ensure the individual rights and security of the Armenians living in Karabakh, Armenia must also ensure the rights and security of Western Azerbaijanis based on the principle of reciprocity, said President İlham Aliyev. In conclusion of his speech, as the initiator of the summit, President İlham Aliyev proposed, along with official summits, to annually hold informal summits in the historical cities of our countries, which will serve to further unite the Turkic states. President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, said the entire Turkic world shared the grief and pain of Turkish nation with respect to the earthquake and said that his country was always ready to extend its hand to Brazil. President of Kyrgyz Republic Sadyr Japarov said that the summit was taking place after the historic event and added that the relations between Kyrgyz and Turkish people with ancient history will continue from now on. Attaching great importance to continued meetings between the members of the organization, Sadyr Japarov noted the importance of the political dialogue between the member states. Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban, said they were honored to support Turkey in the reconstruction works following the horrific earthquake. President of Northern Cyprus, Turkish Republic Ersen Tatar, expresses gratitude to both presidents of Turkey and Azerbaijan for both the initiative to hold the summit and for the invitation to attend the summit. Chair of the Council of Elders of Organization of Turkic States and Deputy Chair of Justice and Development Party of Fraternal Country, Binali Yildirim, thanked President İlham Aliyev for the initiative to hold the summit. Then, Secretary General of Organization of Turkic States, Kubaniçbek Ömer Aliyev, delivered a speech. President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, expressed gratitude to President İlham Aliyev for the initiative to hold the summit. He also thanked the states Uzbekistan. President of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, summed up the results of the summit. In conclusion, the Ankara Declaration and other documents were signed.
The Heads of State of the Organization of Turkic States had a joint dinner in Ankara. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev attended the dinner. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev completed his visit to Turkey on March 16th. A guard of honor was lined up for the President of Azerbaijan at Ankara's Zemboga airport. President İlham Aliyev was seen off by officials. Azerbaijan and Turkey are always next to one another, supporting each other in joy and in sorrow, overcoming all trials, the closest states on the global scale. Azerbaijan and Turkish relations based on friendship, brotherhood, alliance, which are of global nature, make a huge contribution to the unity and development of the Turkic world.
Difficult trials which we encounter from time to time show that Azerbaijan and Turkey are always there for each other, both in good and difficult days. A destructive earthquake in the southeastern part of Turkey resonated in the hearts of Azerbaijanis with pain and empathy.
Azerbaijan, as always, has been by the side of Brazil and Turkey from the first minutes and hours. As always, we have shown our support and solidarity. If we've been able to help at least a little in eliminating the consequences of this bitter tragedy, we consider it an honor for ourselves.
Alongside the state of Azerbaijan active participation of relevant institutions, public organizations, population of the country in the aid campaign to the victims of the quake was a manifestation of a single principle: one people, two states. Under the instructions of the head of state, our rescuers, doctors, volunteers did everything possible to help the victims. Under the instructions of the first vice president of Azerbaijan, İlham Aliyev, known far beyond the borders of our country, with its mission of kindness, right after the tragedy, all efforts of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation were mobilized for the federal Turkey. The natural disaster once again demonstrated to the whole world the eternity of the Azerbaijan-Turkey brotherhood.
Turkey and Azerbaijan are already one fist, one heart and one soul.
The initiative of President İlham to hold a summit of the heads of state of the Organization of Turkish States in Ankara, dedicated to the limitation of the consequences of emergency situations and the provision of humanitarian assistance, is another step in the name of brotherhood, unity and mutual support in the Turkish world.
The strengthening of relations with member states of the Organization of Turkic States in all fields is one of the top priorities of Azerbaijan's foreign policy. Azerbaijan has always contributed to the close unity of the Turkic world and will continue to be committed to the goals of unity of the Turkic world.
Strengthening of ties and cooperation between the member states of the Organization of the Turkish States is very beneficial for all parties. The development of important link between East and West Azerbaijan, the transport and logistics network plays an important role in this matter. Transportation of goods from China and Central Asia to Europe in a shorter time at a lower cost increases the economic opportunities of the Turkish states. Azerbaijan's contribution to the unity of the Turkish world is highly appreciated by the member countries of the Organization of Turkish States.
The Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan oil pipeline is one of the most successful energy projects on a global scale. The Southern Gas Corridor has been designed as a forced artery that will transport gas to Europe.
Being strategic allies, Azerbaijan and Turkey support each other on all international platforms. Turkey's support in the Second Karabakh War, as well as restoration and reconstruction work in the territories liberated from occupation, Azerbaijan's assistance to the brother Turkey and extinguishing forest fires and eliminating the consequences of the earthquake are examples of brotherhood and unity that will be proudly passed on to the future generation.
Who can wrest love for Azerbaijan from the heart of the Turkish people? Who can separate brothers from each other? What boundaries can separate brothers? Who can draw the line between our hearts?
Yes, we can say with confidence that the Azerbaijan-Turkish relations are an example for other countries, and it's gratifying that this serves to strengthen the unity of the states of the Turkish world.
A roundtable meeting was held in Agdam to have strategic consultations and discuss important processes and initiatives, as well as advanced approaches to the cooperation between Azerbaijan and the UN. The meeting heard that continuous work is being done in Azerbaijan in the direction of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals approved by the UN. Furthermore, it was underlined that it is important to organize the issues of economic sustainability, humanitarian demining, and socio-economic reintegration of the territories in the liberated territories within the framework of the Great Return, which is one of the main priorities for Azerbaijan, taking into account the existing experience in the world. The initial stage of restoration and reconstruction activities is welcomed by some leading international organizations, including the UN. In the near future, it is expected to expand cooperation in the relevant areas in this direction. This event held as a continuation of the meeting dedicated to the 30th anniversary of the Azerbaijan-UN partnership organized in Shusha last year. At the end of the event, within the framework of the Eidar Aliyev year, a tree planting campaign was held in the city of Agdam. As a result of a mine explosion in Yusufjanli village, Agdam district, 2 villagers died. According to the information received from the press service of Azerbaijan's internal ministry, 24-year-old Hassanov Israel and 36-year-old Hassanov Hamid fell into a mine while grazing animals. An investigation is underway. A total of 286 people have been victims of landmines since the 44-day patriotic war in 2020. 48 of them died. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs reported. The mine explosion in Agdam once again shows that the main goal of Armenia is to obstruct the large-scale reconstruction works carried out in the post-conflict period, to create difficulties for the civilian population operating in these areas, as well as the return of IDPs and their peaceful living on their native lands. The steps of Armenia continue to be the main obstacle to the implementation of peace, security and cooperation in the region, the ministry added. The Western Azerbaijan community issued a statement for France. The statement of the community notes that Azerbaijanis who were expelled from the territory of present-day Armenia cannot return to their homes, and mono-ethnic statehood in this country is a great injustice. A number of countries, including France, with their national practices, behavior contrary to the international law and double standards, further encourage Armenia to the policy of racial discrimination. The fact that France, which calls itself a country of human rights, has not once expressed a position on the rights of Western Azerbaijanis is nothing more than support for Armenia's ethnic cleansing policy. We call on France to end its policy of discrimination against national and religious minorities in its territory, to immediately join the Framework Convention on the Protection of National Minorities of the Council of Europe, and to support ensuring the safe and dignified return of Azerbaijanis expelled from Armenia to their homes, the statement emphasizes. You can get in touch with us by contacting AzTV Haber's hotline number 051-511-1956, through which you can report events you encountered as well as share your suggestions and remarks. You can also contact us via our WhatsApp and Telegram accounts. That was all for today. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.